What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of the Eye Test. I'm here with Bobby and Paul, and today we're continuing on with the hot seat, but we're going to be putting Bob in the hot seat, answering some spicy questions from Paul and I. And it looks like Bob needs to shave. What's up with that, Bob?
I was told on one of our YouTube video comments that we need to shave, so I shaved just for this episode.
I got a little bit of a trim today.
Shout out to that guy, though. He did like our videos, so we do
He
appreciate him
did.
checking us out.
And Paul Orlando, the hash and stack combo, please explain.
You know it.
Dunkin' Donuts reference?
I'm sorry?
Dunkin' Donuts reference?
No, hash and stack is just like one of my favorite. You've never had a combo like that at the diner? You get corned beef hash, corned beef hash with eggs and a short stack of pancakes and hash browns?
45?
You sound like an alcoholic.
No, bro. I just like good combos at diners. Sue
John, why don't you explain yours?
If anyone should be in question.
Well, that's why I was trying to gaslight you guys. I thought we were just gonna. All right, so hot seat episode's got to start, guys. No, I am low key scared of Bob. Like every week when I see that I have to play against him, I'm like over analyzing everything. I'm like trying to really play chess with Bob, and it's worked. It hasn't. Majority of the time, it hasn't. As of late, it has worked. So maybe I can just keep this momentum rolling.
Did beat me in the playoffs last year.
Yeah, thanks to my defense.
Yep.
Anyway, Bob, how you feeling? You ready to go in the hot seat?
Oh, I'm ready. Nice and warmed up.
All right. Paul, you did very well yesterday. If you guys are just tuning in, go ahead, watch Paul go in the hot seat. He absolutely murdered it.
Thank you.
Yes.
I'm sure Bob will do just as well.
We'll see.
We'll see.
I'll go first since I did not go first for Paul's. Bob, you ready?
I'm ready.
All right. The theme, just like I had a theme for Paul, I got a theme for you. The theme for your questions is top of the draft.
Okay.
All right? You're in the top of the draft. All right. So first question. You have the first overall pick.
Oh.
Are you drafting Justin Jefferson or Jamar Chase? It is a very heated debate right now in the fantasy community. Who are you going with?
Well, first, I would just like to thank the fantasy committee for electing me to hold this position. I am truly honored, and I'm just happy to be here. Very grateful.
Yeah,
but I will get to your question now. Not going to stall too much like my counterpart, Paul.
It's all game.
Jamar Chase or Justin Jefferson at the 1-1. For me, it's pretty easy. I'm going to pick Justin Jefferson. And really the only thing that kind of separates Jamar Chase and Justin Jefferson, aside from Justin Jefferson just having a much better season last year because Jamar Chase got hurt, is that Joe Burrow's hurt right now. So that leaves, you're kind of splitting hairs between guys at the top of the draft. And for me, that's the hair I have to split. Joe Burrow's hurt, leaves a little bit of a doubt with Jamar Chase. So I'm picking Justin Jefferson. He had a great year last year, wide receiver 1, and there's no reason to think that he can't do it again.
Very well. You heard it here first, folks. You got the 1-1.
Yeah.
Take Jettas.
Yeah. And with that being said, though, like I don't think any of us would be surprised if at the end of the year Jamar Chase is the wide receiver 1.
No. If he's healthy, I honestly... If he's healthy, if we're assuming health all year long for these guys, my prediction is that Jamar Chase actually does finish the year as the wide receiver 1. But I'm taking Justin Jefferson at the 1-1.
Yeah, I think Jefferson at the 1-1 is the smart pick. But like Bob said, it's splitting hairs. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if Jamar Chase is a wide receiver 1. Both really good, talented players. A lot of it depends on quarterback play.
All right, Paul, fire away.
All right.
Hit him in the gut.
Come on, give me something difficult, man.
Okay. All right. So for those of you, if you didn't see, I forget what video it was, but Bob is very high on Darren Waller this year.
I am.
Yes, 3 players you must draft to dominate your fantasy league.
Yes, 3 players. Darren Waller was up there. So, Bob, I'm going to give you a scenario in your draft here, okay?
Okay.
You miss out on a top 5 tight end, but you see Darren Waller sitting there in the 6th, and he gets sniped right before you were ready to prime to grab him there. What are you going to do?
So realistic.
Yes, so you passed on Travis Kelce in the first. You passed on Andrews. You passed on Hockenson. You were putting a lot of your money in on Darren Waller this year, and unfortunately, prime time juice 72 took him right before you were ready to grab him. What round are you going to address the tight end, and where do you go from here?
Great question.
That is a great question. And thank you for being here, Paul. I'm happy to answer these questions for you, as
I'm thrilled to
always.
be here with you, Bob. You've done a great job in the last couple of years. No one more deserving that seat than you.
Thank you. But to answer your question, I think for me, after Darren Waller, it's pretty much a tier break. And at that point, I'm waiting till maybe not my last pick before I start picking kickers and defenses, but I'm going to be looking like bottom of the barrel values. We're talking guys like Greg Dulcich, Tyler Higbee, guys that either have
Big.
maybe I'm not as high on him now with the addition of Hopkins in that
Same.
offense. And we
Same.
already know that the offense is going to be running through Derrick Henry. But I'm looking at guys like Tyler Higbee, who have performed in the past and have had top 5 tight end finishes, or a guy like Greg Dulcich, who finished the year really well last year, and maybe now with a revamped Broncos offense could continue to break out even more. So I wouldn't be drafting a tight end in, like, say, the 7th round or the 8th round. I'm looking like maybe like 9th, 10th round type deals at that point.
Gotcha. Yeah, that's a big Dalton Schultz territory.
Yeah, I have him in Dynasty. I do like him, but he wouldn't be a target for me in redraft in, like, the 7th or 8th round. I'd rather just wait another round or two and grab, a guy like Higbee or Dulcich or something like that.
I think you bring up a good point, Bob. Like, everyone has their top tier tight ends, really like the 2 of them, Andrews and Kelce. And then if they don't get them, it's like, all right, we'll see if like the Dallas Goederts fall to me or the Wallers. Once they go, it is not beneficial to just fill your tight end position.
No.
Like, you have to abort. You got to just start stacking up your bench with running backs and wide receivers, and then just get that later tight end. There's not a difference that much between points of a tight end 6 or 7 and the tight end 12. I mean, we're talking 2 games worth of points, maybe, 15 points or something. All right, Bob. Again, we're sticking with top of the draft. This will be a little bit harder than the first one.
Okay.
So you've opted to go with the 0 running back strategy, which, if you need any help with what your team could look like, you could go look at my most recent TikTok and Instagram of what team you could have with the 0 running back strategy. Now, you're doing this strategy, but again, you're top of the draft. We'll say you're the 1-1 still. Aaron Jones falls to you in the late 4th round. So that's the last pick.
That's very late. That's extremely late.
That's about a full round's worth of falling that Aaron Jones does. Do you abort your plan of 0 running back strategy and take Aaron Jones, or do you draft somebody else at or near that range? And it could be any position.
Listen, guys, you guys know me. I'm a businessman first. I like identifying value, and it would be criminal. I never would anticipate that this actually happens in a real draft, but let's say it does, because I believe Aaron Jones is going probably mid to early 4th, something like that.
Correct. Yeah, he was going around like 4-2 to me this morning when I was doing a mock.
Okay, so if I can get him at the 412, I'm completely abandoning my strategy and taking him, because I actually am pretty high on him this year. So if you could get him basically a half round later than his ADP, I'm taking that all day. You just can't pass up that value at that point. And I don't really think the wide receivers in that range, like all the guys that, could potentially be really good this year, maybe guys like Jerry Jeudy, I believe he'd be off the board at that point. And then you're maybe looking at guys like, Drake London, who it's a toss-up at that point. I'd rather take a guy that I know is going to get volume and that has a history of producing. especially in a Green Bay offense that I anticipate to be running the ball even more with Jordan Love quarterbacking the team.
All right. Pro Aaron Jones. Bobby
Pro Aaron
Amendola.
Jones. Pro value
too.
Aaron Jones.
I am too. And it looks like Jordan Love is actually doing very well in training camp. Obviously, got to see how he performs in regular season. But I think he's going to do okay. I think he'll be a quarterback 15.
Yeah.
Aaron Jones has apparently not missed a beat in training camp.
Ooh, kind of like me at when I'm freestyling with the boys at 3 a.m.
Yeah, Dance Dance Revolution.
Yeah,
AJ
exactly.
AJ Dillon is reportedly heated and motivated to snag that RB1 job from Aaron Jones this year.
Yes.
All right, Paul. How about you wrap us up, big guy?
Sure. So,
buddy,
I'd love to. So you guys see here my what's that little thing called? My little side name, my little subtitle,
subname.
Yeah, my little subname is Hash and Stack Combo, please, because one of my questions has to do with stacks, but not in the way that you would believe. No, Bob, this is not about a QB wide receiver stack. We are talking about the often avoided wide receiver running back stack.
Oh,
that is right.
Ooh, he would never.
So,
I
Bob,
would never.
yes, gun to your head. Who do you believe? And please make it someone that you can realistically get together. I'm not talking about like a, oh God, I can't even really.
Tyreek and Waddle.
No, this is a wide receiver running back stack.
Oh, okay. Then
wide
Chubb and Amari
running
Cooper
back.
you could get.
Yeah.
That's
so
a
like
good
you
one.
can
I've been doing
actually
a lot of
really
mocks.
get probably all of them if you really, really wanted to. All right. So Bob, is there any current wide receiver running back stack that you are actively targeting? And if not, who do you think would be suffice? What combo would be good for a fantasy team? Did that come out? John's looking at me like I have 3 heads.
No,
I know. Like, what combo would suffice?
I think
like
you just
yeah. What would be your favorite combo that you would draft?
To answer your first question, I think no, I am not actively looking for a wide receiver and running back that are on the same team. I just don't believe in that philosophically from a fantasy football standpoint. But gun to my head, if I had to choose, first one that comes to my mind is Austin Eckler and Keenan Allen. Two guys with massive PPR upside, two guys that could easily produce top 12 numbers as well, and an offense that is probably going to improve compared to last year. So those are the two names that jump off the page to me. Austin Eckler, you would probably have to get, within the first like 5 to 7 picks, and then you could realistically probably get Keenan Allen in, early to mid 3rd round or something like that. So combine that with a guy that you get in the 2nd round, maybe, you go Austin Eckler, Derrick Henry, or you go Austin Eckler and I don't know. Yeah, Pollard. You're probably looking at more at a running back at that point. So, that's a pretty good start. Keenan Allen has shown that he could be a wide receiver 1 when he's healthy. I don't know. You guys know I have an infatuation with Keenan Allen in fantasy football.
Oh, yeah.
So that's probably why it just came to me. What do you guys think?
I mean, I kind of like that one. Maybe like Tyreek Hill, and then like late in the round, like a Devin Achane type of thing.
The first one that came to my mind was if I could get Jamar Chase and then maybe go Joe Mixon in the late 4th. That would probably be. I mean, Nick Chubb, Amari Cooper doesn't sound bad on paper either.
You could also do CD at like the 111 and then Pollard early 2nd.
Yeah,
they're just too close together for me.
Yeah, exactly.
I want them to have some distance apart.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that would be a little sus.
Definitely would be
sus. Let's not forget the most infamous stack of last year's redraft league of Aaron Jones and AJ Dillon.
Oh my God, I forgot about
running back
that.
1 and 2 on Masano's team.
That's it. That's egregious. And to think that he asked to be on this podcast making that kind of move.
Yeah. he literally drafted
if we're going if questionable fantasy draft picks is the qualifier for being on this podcast, I do not belong on this podcast. With drafting Clyde Edwards-Helaire in my first round 3 years ago.
I think we've all taken stabs we regret. Mine was Antonio Gibson 2 years ago in the first round.
Whoa.
Bob's was Allen Robinson last year.
Yeah. Yes. Well, that wasn't in our league though.
Oh.
That I did that in a separate redraft league. I believe I took him in I made a lot of mistakes in that redraft league. For some reason in our redraft league, I just hone in. My focus is so much greater.
It's because you know us. You don't want to let yourself down in front of us.
Thinking out, I mean, Keenan Allen was a really rough pick last year in the 3rd round because he pretty much didn't play the entire season. I don't think I've made any egregious picks off the top of my head due to performance, but obviously injuries come all the time.
All right, Bob. I think you did just as good as a job as Paul.
Yeah. Well done. Well done.
I feel like I composed myself pretty well.
Yeah. Up
Very
next, tomorrow, I'm going to be, unfortunately, seated in the hot seat.
Johnny.
And you guys are going to ask me some very tough questions.
Poignant question.
I'm excited. Yeah, poignant. Very good word.
Like that.
All right. Well, you guys know what to do. Like this video, subscribe to our channel. Check us out tomorrow where I'm in the hot seat. See you tomorrow.
Peace.